This is a grossing tutorial video on how to process a toe or a digit for diabetic skin ulcer. In front of us we have a 5.2 cm in greatest dimension deformed, disarticulated digit composed of a proximal, mid, and distal phalanx or phalanges together. Okay, we know it's disarticulated because at the most proximal end here, we don't have a rim of cortical bone with exposed marrow, but instead we have an articular surface that's kind of disrupted, but this is indeed a articular surface here. So this toe was disarticulated and not amputated, okay? See the acute angle here? This is most consistent with a hammer toe. So on the dorsal surface here, adjacent to the nail bed here, is a so many centimeter ulcer, okay? Now the ulcer is 1.4 cm from the closest soft tissue skin margin, and it is 3.9 cm from the bone and disarticulation site. We turn it over, we don't see any other additional ulcers or any more areas of discoloration. So the next step you want to do is you're going to want to ink the soft tissue skin margin, or just the soft tissue margin you can call it, closest to the ulcer, which is right here. And you certainly can put some ink on the disarticulation side as well, although this is not really considered a margin, but we do submit the articular surface or the disarticulation site closest to the area of ulcer. Okay? Put a little bit of vinegar here. Once again, act as a mordant to make that ink stick. Okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a perpendicular section here closest to the area of ulcer, okay? All right. All right, so there's the closest soft tissue skin margin to the area of ulcer, okay? And then the next thing is we're going to take a piece of this bone here, which is the bone disarticulation site. And what I like to do is I'll take a wet paper towel and I'll put it over the top of the disarticulation site, okay? And so in order for the bone not to fly when I cut this, I'll put that paper towel there, okay? And then I'll take a knife or scalpel blade and cut off an area of that bone disarticulation site, okay? And the paper towel kind of prevents it from flying up into the air into your face. And then the next thing I'll do is I'm going to take a perpendicular section of the disarticulation site. And I may have to use, once again, paper towel over the top of that. And so I'll put the blade here, okay, and cut through like that. And then I'm going to have a perpendicular section of the disarticulation site, which I'm going to put in the first cassette with my perpendicular section of the closest soft tissue margin. Okay? So now let's go to the, let's pay attention to the area of the ulcer, okay? Just going to go ahead and two pieces to the side. I'm going to flip this over. And we're now going to cut to the area of ulcer and see if there's any bone involvement. And as I'm cutting, the cut surface seemed pretty pretty firm. Oh, as I cut to that area there, you always need to ask yourself, well, did I cut to the junction between the proximal and the mid phalanges, or did I actually cut through some real bone that's brittle because of the ulcer? It looks like I'm kind of like at the junction. So I'm going to do some more sections here. See if I see anything soft or brittle. Looks like right here, I may be able to get a section. There's some brittle bone there. So I'm going to take this excess soft tissue and skin off, okay? And we'll submit this area of ulcer and underlying brittle bone, okay? So as far as the remainder of the specimen goes, I kind of do some additional cuts to see if there's anything else going on. And then I'm done with that sample. Let's go over the sections and the cassettes one more time. Just going over the sections I submitted on this disarticulated digit for diabetic skin ulcer. So in the first block, I put a perpendicular section of the closest soft tissue skin margin to area of ulceration, which is right here. And then I put a representative perpendicular section of the bone disarticulation site here. And what I did is I put a slit in the sponge and then put the section within that slit to keep the orientation correct so it's embedded correctly. And then in this block here, I did the ulcer and underlying bone. I'm going to submit both these blocks for decalcification. Thank you for watching.